Hi there, welcome to our third video, and in this video we will discuss Python variable, and then we'll also look at the Google Collaborate for writing our Python code. So let's start. So what is a variable in Python? Yes, a variable in Python is a reserved memory location to store values. The same way you would also have different you have compartment within your fridge, and then so the first compartment would hold, the first compartment is reserved for cubes. So you have your ice cubes, isn't it? How do we draw ice here? So the first compartment is for your ice, the second is for your drinks, and the last section could be for your veggies, isn't it? Your veggies. And then these are reserved what do you call it now, section. So this upper section is reserved for ice cubes, the middle section is reserved for your drinks, and then this is reserved for veggies. And then if you want to make your drink, you would just retrieve one ice and then put that in the cup, and then you'd also put your drink in there, and then you have your drink. The same way too, in your memory you would have different slots, and within that slot, within each slot you would have a memory location. That's a memory location, that's another one, and then you can have values in them. So this might hold 5, this might hold 6, and your system can retrieve these two numbers to give 11, just like the way you make your drink. So a variable in Python is a reserved memory location to store values. So how do we store values in our variable? So this is a variable, x is a variable, and then within that space we have 5 assigned to it. So this is our variable, this is our x, so this is our x, or we could say this space is our x, and within that space we have 5 assigned to it. So that's how you assign values to variables. So you can also assign a collection of characters to a variable name. So that's a variable, is also a variable. So what makes a valid variable? So we've used variable x here, we've also used variable name here. So what makes a valid variable? What makes a valid variable name? So a valid variable name can either start from A, you can take small letters from A to Z, capital letters from A to Z, and then a valid variable can also start with underscore. Yeah, so these are valid variable names: H, underscore H, and H2. So they are valid variable names. And then your variable names are also case sensitive, we'll see that shortly. And then you cannot also use some reserved words in Python. So this is a reserved word in Python. For is also a reserved word in Python. You cannot use that. You cannot use these reserved words as your variable name. So these are invalid variable names. So a variable name cannot start with a number. So this is not valid. A variable name cannot have a special character, and a variable name cannot also use reserved words in Python. This is also a reserved word in Python, and a variable name cannot not hold kind of special character. So let's go to our Google Collaborate and see how to code in Python. Yeah, so once you have a Gmail account, you would have access to this. Click on this and then go to your drive. So once you get to your drive, you can click on new. You want to create a new file that will host our Python code. So you click on new file, new file. No, let's come here, click on more, and then if you do not find this Google Collaboratory, you just click on more, and that will take you here, and then you can search for Google Collaboratory, and there you go. And then you can see I have installed that. You should also install yours. Once you've done your installation, come back here and then click on more, and then you would find this Google Collaborate. Click on it, then you have our first Python file, and then you can, once it's ready, you can change this, rename this to first Python file, and then you can create our first variable. See age as a valid variable name, and then you can see 6 has been assigned to that variable age. And then if I print age, then you see that it prints out 6 because 6 is assigned to that space, that memory space. And then waiting for it. So while we're waiting for it, you can also you can see. So I urge you to also go through these questions. Question 1, question 2, question 3, talking about variable names. You can pause the video and then go through them. Question 4, and then question 5, and lastly question 6. So let's fall back to our variable names here. So you can see that's a variable name. You can see 6. So we can also create another cell and write another code. Let's see if this is a valid variable name. 2age 6 print this. Let's see if this would run. You can see it's not a valid variable name, so that will not run. But this should be a valid variable name, age2. The number shouldn't start a variable name. So this okay, well, I have to be consistent. So click run this. So this would run. Let's create another cell. Let's say let's have a special character. Let's say name, or let's say what do you call it? Could be, well, it could be name, and then let's have a special character in there. Say John, or let's say Musa, and then let's print this one. Print this. This wouldn't run because the variable name shouldn't have a special character. See that? And lastly, let's look at one more. Let's say a 6, and then let's print a. So let's see if this would run. So this wouldn't run because this variable names in Python are case sensitive. So this small letter a is different from this capital letter A. So for that reason, you can see it tells us that a is not defined. So you have to be consistent and maintain the small letter a. And then once we run this, they should print out 6. So thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next video.